when we get into this conversation, and you were, the very first Agent to CEO event that we did back in 2019 in Frisco. And I'll never forget this, right? Because as we were going through the exercise and we're talking about leverage and we're really trying to identify, what's on your plate that needs to come off your plate. Mm-hmm. And I'll never forget this, right? I've told this story 100 times. As we're going through it, Renee is sitting there and she's like, guys, I don't need anybody for my business. We're like, okay, well, where do you need that leverage? Where do you need that support? She goes, I need somebody to be there when my kids get off the bus, make sure that they get home safe, make sure that they get their snack, and make sure that they get in and get their homework going. And that way, when I'm able to get in at 4 or 5 or 6 o'clock, right, that component's done. It's not like you're raising my kids, you're help support. And it's like, right. I don't even need you to do it 5 days a week. Even if you could do it 3 days a week, that gives me 15 extra hours of work that I could do that. That way, when I get home at 5 or 6 o'clock, I can be with them. Instead of how we see it is that, okay, well, I'm distracted now. I got to go get them. Then I got to get them home. I got to get them situated. Let's say I'm trying to do work in between. It's like, hey, here you eat. I got to go take a call. And it's just more chaotic instead of thinking consistency and thinking structure. And I'll never forget working through that with her. And it's like, listen, what's the team have to look like? And most of us, when we hear that, we think, okay, well, what's the leverage in the team have to look like? Oh, for my business. And it's bigger than that. It's your life team. What does the life team have to look like in order for me to live the life that I want to live with my significant other, with my kiddos, the activities, our passions, our hobbies, our business. And it's just a whole component of looking at it on a bigger scale instead of just, okay, what leverage do I need for my business? It's like, no, bro, you might not need anything for your business. You might just need some additional support outside of it.
What we're interested in is the whole person. Mm-hmm. It's not just the business person, right? That's one pillar of your life.
Yeah.
But when we start talking about a holistic life approach, I posted this question on social media, and I was talking about what leverage has done in my life. Yes, it's done some stuff in my business, but even in my life. And I posed the question, in what ways have you used leverage to gain some of your sanity, your time, or your freedom back? You know what the number one answer was? Housekeeper.
Yeah.
The number one answer that people responded with was, man, when I hired a housekeeper, it was a game changer. Right? It wasn't when I hired my first virtual assistant or when I hired my, whatever, right? It was when I hired a housekeeper. So it reminded me, though, because with my wife, that was one of the first things that we leveraged in our marriage.
Yeah.
She does the laundry, primarily does the grocery shopping and all that kind of stuff. But it's not because she enjoys doing it. It's because it needed to be done. And cleaning was always a joint venture, right? That was her and I. But at the end of the day, like a good wife wants a clean house anyway.
It's so thing, right? Like I'll never forget, man, hearing a lesson, and it was somebody around. Just because you don't have money, it doesn't mean you have to be dirty. Like you can still have, it's a standard. Even if you don't have money, you still have a standard. And so sometimes we need that help. Bro, you're so spot on, right? You think about like the little things that frustrate you and that gobble up your attention and your time. And that's around the house, especially, the kiddos, the young kiddos, especially as they get more active and they're in multiple sports. I mean, the laundry will pile up on you in a hurry, right? Being able to have that, there's certain things. I mean, obviously, besides human resources, you can get into the other leveraged activities like the grocery delivery system. Like you don't have to drive there. You don't have to spend the time. You don't have to drive back.
They got wash and fold services now. They have, there's not, I don't even, listen, I live in Florida, bro, right? Like my grass is growing, 3 inches every day.
Yeah.
It rains every day.
Yeah.
So, but it's also 98 degrees. I don't own a lawnmower. I'm not going out there to cut my grass. That takes, anywhere from 45 minutes to an hour, possibly 2 hours if I'm the one doing it. I hire somebody to do that. Mm-hmm. And guess what? while I'm in there working and making my phone calls, guess what I'm hearing? The lawnmower going outside, right?
Yeah.
That gives me that time, that freedom, that sanity back. And I'm able to do more of the dollar producing activities.